The problem is people misunderstand religion from being responsible. Responsibility is different from religion. Religion teaches you, like it's like I'm saying, today I'm going to take I-290 to travel, or I'm going to take I-90, or I'm going to take 16, 126, Route 3, Route 2. Doesn't make a difference how you go, right? But whereas, like, people who are on 2 say, oh, mine is the best pathway, like, I get to do the most purest thing, I never get into accident, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That's fine. That works for you. But how can you come and tell another person what they need to do when you have never even understood all the possibilities that exist? That's one way to look at religion. The second thing is, there is a difference between grace and science. Science is using logical brain to come up with like an answer. So Newton says, oh, I invented gravity because apple fell on the floor, right? But God says, you know what? Newton might have known how many seeds in an apple, but I know how many apples in a seed, right?
Okay, so that's vice versa.
So what I'm saying is the possibility exists with God. He has unmanifested possibilities, right? You have no idea, like, actually, to go back, a very simple thing. This girl is a Christian, she's a teenager. I worked in Jamaica for Food for the Poor for 1 year. I was a barefoot doctor, and I was servicing them. I actually, the first day, right, when I went there, I didn't have a place to stay and stuff. There was a very nice doctor. I was working for him. He brought me to a convent so I'll be safe. So I lived in a convent for 1 year with the nuns. They were so nice, So I was raised in different faiths.
Right.
But they would, like, whenever I go back from work, they'll say, little one, you must be very tired. Here, let me sit. So they'll bring me beautiful tea, biscuits. And then they wouldn't want me to feel alone. So they'll read aloud the Bible. See, the thing is, religion is an expression of love from them for the world, because that's the way they connect with the world.
That's what
I
believe.
I feel personally, telling them another person to do is distorting religion. What works for you is good. But if you tell me what I need to do, you're controlling my life. Not only that, you're assuming I don't know what you're talking about. And the third thing is, you're becoming God for me, right? Like, you're essentially taking a role of Jesus Christ, or whatever it is, the avatar in Hinduism, or Messiah, or you're misrepresenting what original person stood for. I have no idea whether they even stood for that. And Jesus, when I come back, everybody, I always say there is a mother in us. And I connect with religion from the mother spirit, okay? Jesus had a mother.
Yeah, Mary.
So Mary, and the way Mary connected with every religion, I go back to the mother spirit, okay? Jesus went back and asked his mom. I'm going to paraphrase it. I'm like, just like when I tell my kids the religion. And the mom was so overwhelmed. One lady who is 101-year-old, she explained it this way. She said she's born into Christian faith, and she was saying she wanted to be a nun. Her father, on the contrary, was married to this lady, and he had 9 kids. Okay, the 9th birth, the mother dies. Okay, the father is so overwhelmed. He says, I cannot take care of these kids. I'm going to give them to foster homes. And she was 19, want to become a nun.
Right.
So she told her father, over my dead body, my brothers are not going to be raised by state. So she went and told the convent, said, I really want to be a nun, but I cannot, with good conscience, to give up my family and come live here. Can you guys do a compromise? So they said, we will do it as a 3rd order nun, which means you follow the nun pathways right at home, and we will raise you from the church you raise the kids. They made it flexible for her. That's what
Alright.
religion should be. And I feel we are distorting religion. And then she ended up raising them, still raising herself. And she said she found a faith where Mary was holding Jesus during the piercing of the heart. Okay, the soldier. This is the way she explains. Okay,
Alright.
and actually, I think I might have given it to somebody else.
Mm.
This is called like I think it's a special group. It's in New Hampshire. So precious blood of Jesus Christ. This is their group.
Alright.
So she said, the soldiers when they are piercing tells her, this might be her version, okay?
Alright. I'm
So
with you.
so I don't want you to come and say, oh, I missed it.
No.
But anyway, so she says, so she was holding Jesus, and when they pierce, the soldiers warned her, if you don't let go, the arrow will go through your heart.
Okay.
And she says, what goes through him goes through me. So at some point, the arrow pierces him and
Alright.
lands on her heart,
I
and they
feel you.
became one drop of blood at that point. And so their church gives a laminated version of like drop of
Alright.
Jesus' bright blood. So they say in the rosary, and you
Mm.
put it on your heart, and you connect with them, and that's the way you pray the rosary. Okay, which kind of like
Okay,
felt.
yeah.
I mean, like
That's
it could be
almost sounding
symbolic.
like a
It's like
Catholic
kind
thing,
of
yeah.
like a but it's kind of symbolic too. Doesn't mean like she really stood there. Like she could have been like hurt so bad.
Okay.
That's another way to take a look at it. Or like Jesus goes and says, again I'm paraphrasing. His mom said, "What do you want from me?" When you were put on the cross, and he says, "Openly cry," because he wanted to acknowledge that he died, so resurrection can be felt by everybody. So that's why the 12th station, which he lets the body of Christ. Again, it's Catholic.
I'm trying to. I'm feeling it, but at one point, I'm listening to you, but I don't know. And we'll say the female Mary wouldn't tell a person to whatever retaliate or be mean to other people.
No, the thing is, Mary's role is to show compassion. So
Right.
there are like always stories about how she cried. Medjugorje, she appeared. So she's the healer, right?
Right.
So and Christ also had a female part in him. Jesus was the male part,
Mhm.
but he had a Christ who is pure female. His energy is so beautiful. When I work with Christ energy, it's in energy, so sweet. It's like I feel almost like he could be my brother. That's the way
Okay.
I relate to him. And the sweetness that emanates from him is so beautiful. Mary is also very, very loving. They call her Black Madonna because they say the suit in a cave.
Is that the
The-
Indian name
No,
or
no, no. In Slovakia, they have Black Madonna where during Nazi and stuff, the people were so frightened they went down to the cave and
All right.
they lit candles and played in polish.
Right.
Polish.
Right.
And the suit of the candle got to her face. She became black. That's why she's called Black Madonna.
Okay.
In India, the same thing exists, like flow of life. It's called Matangi. Mata means mother. Angi means body. So
Mata,
so the mother of flow,
Mhm.
Angi is like body, which is lymphatic, right?
All right.
Lymphatics. But then also Kali, which is a ferocious form, because when a child is disturbed, the ferociousness of motherhood protects. So they portray her as ferocious, but the minute the baby cries, she drops her axe
All right.
and goes and takes care of the baby.
Right.
So
Compassion.
middle of the background,
Mhm.
she will feed the baby, breastfeed the baby, go and fight
Mhm.
again. So it like almost feels like a black bear, how
Okay,
like,
yeah.
ferocious it gets. But the same thing with Muslim, because I wanted to incorporate Muslim. Thank God I found a saint.
I
is
tried
called,
that one time.
her name is called Rabia. Okay, Rabia. So her symbol comes like this, like four fingers.
Okay.
So she was a slave. She was sold into a slavery in Muslim religion itself.
Yeah.
And they have right hand. that they raise and the dinar they collect for beautiful girls is 420. And if in case it's the left hand they raise,
And the
it
right
is
hand.
$90, like 90 dinars for ugly girls. So beautiful girls get, but both are slaves anyway.
Right, right.
So one gets a higher amount, one gets a lower amount. So she was sold to with somebody, and she was so into her worship of her Messiah that the master, uh, was overwhelmed by her devotion. He wanted to set her free, so he says, "Would you stay with me forever?" She refuses. She says, "The best thing, if you really love me, is to let me go." So she runs away when he releases her, and she's pure love. And when they stop her to say, "Did you forgive him?" She says, "I have no time except for love, so there is nothing to forgive or forget. I just have to only think of love," and she runs away. So I feel everything comes back to love. Okay. And in Buddhism, there is this Tara who's all considered forest. She's green Tara. It's about nourishment. And she's pure love. So she only weeps constantly. That's what becomes rain, ever forest. And that's how the plants grow. So in India also, there is a mother of forest. I feel religion should not be thinking of separation. Religion is to mind their way of raising them to accept how they can incorporate and be responsible for another person's happiness. Be charitable, do what you need to do, but don't make it divisive. Divisive, selfish is not about religion. Wisdom and grace is religion. There is a curtain of illusion in the middle, no matter which religion it is.
Right.
And if you rip it apart, you will fall into oneness. The whole idea is consciousness is multiple thinking together to bring healing to the world. Where does religion fall into place? There's a guy who's a Christian. He says to me he doesn't believe in any other religion. I said, let's say, see, because they said redwood tree existed zillions of years. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So even before Christ was born. So I asked him, do you believe things were functioning before 2000 years? He doesn't believe so. He believes no world existed before 2000 years. So that's a fanaticism. That's where I have a problem.
I have a problem too, because how?
But that's how the religion teaches. See, Christianity at some point, in a way, how they overtook, because Britain through Christianity went into many countries, right?
Right.
They said Columbus discovered the land and they took away America from Native Americans.
Right.
They went to India and they cut off all the native kings and they slaughtered people, and they actually ended up bringing Christianity. And the way they did it is very smart. They went and did fishermen. They kept on stealing from them because the fishermen would get pearls and stuff, right? So they would loot. Pirates were sent. And then, so the fishermen are saying, how do you guys stop it? Because fishermen always ruled by ethics. They were very, very morally, taught, to do it a certain way.
Right.
So the Christian people said, we will give you a sign. If you put cross in your boat, we wouldn't attack you. And that's how they spread their religion. So what it is bullying, right? You bullied people, and then Muslims came over. The Muslim went a little bit further. They killed their own brothers and sisters.
Right, because
Muslims didn't even have these worry about putting a cross on. They just slaughtered straight away. Beheading is one of the rules.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, what are we teaching by religion is, I'm going to be the strongest bully. And whoever raises a voice person, get you scared, you're going to follow me.
And that's what I believe. And that's what the Muslims, I believe, this is just me, believe that they oppose a lot of things.
See, remember, I brought up two people in Muslim, Rabia, which is a female Muslim who still teaches love. See, fanaticism is not religion. That's where we need to draw a line. Don't generalize. That's when it gets scary for me.
Okay.
Because if you say Muslim, because I have lots of Muslim friends, very, very nice ones.
It seems like, yeah, India and Muslims.
So I feel, no, we are
you know,
Hindus. We
right.
are Hindu. But Hindu is also getting fanatic because they don't like Muslim. I feel religion is what helps you to understand your highest truth. God never said, Jesus never went and said, if by chance you follow any other religion, I'm going to say that you are a bad guy.
Right.
He said, like, if you didn't understand well enough how to treat each other, come to me, I'll show you another way. And you will be more peaceful. That's all he said. He says, follow me and I'll show you a peaceful way. And he hated Romans controlling these people. So he went and, stood up against. He was standing up against the biggest bully in the world at that time.
Right.
So he said, stand up for your rights. That's all he showed. And we forgot the whole point.
Now I get it now.
Every religion that teaches you how to stand up against bully is what I am focusing on. Because poverty is bullying. And the reason we cannot end poverty is like even when we have flooding and stuff in India, the bullies prevent from reaching the poor people because they take over, and unless they are obeyed, the relief doesn't end there. Muslim country, they are raping kids to go get water because they don't want anybody to have access to the things that they have access to, and they are bullying. So bully is one religion. Softness is another religion. And I think that's where we need to teach people courage. Courage is about doing the right thing. Courage doesn't mean you suddenly learn the skill to fight. Courage is knowing you're scared and working through fear and doing the right thing. And I feel nobody's speaking up. They actually, did an experiment where in the middle of the road, they're torturing people, and people are just witnessing. People are witnessing and not even stopping the act. People are being beheaded in Middle East. Everybody is witnessing. How can you do that?
So if a person's witnessing that, especially over there,
how can you call yourself
a Christian or a true lover?
Yeah, that's what my problem is. My problem is stop the bully. It's not religion. Right. I'm not even worried.
So you remember then in the 60s, because this came to true and I couldn't believe it. What is it? Was it Elijah Muhammad or Malcolm X? Malcolm X came to Martin Luther King and said, look here, we will back you if you sway people. Because Martin Luther King, because the way we learned in school, and I ain't gonna say church, in school, that Martin, of course, was the Christian, and as you know, that's wanted love and everybody to come together. Malcolm X, from what we learned in school, and remember, I'm African American. I'm listening to another African American that is been converted to a Muslim after being Christian for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So
you believe in that part.
I believe.
But you know what you're missing is Ruth, who is the first one who refused to stand up and sat on the bus. The world is changed only by girls. Girls is the force behind.
Now you got me there. You
know why? Black women are very strong.
Yes,
I love them. The black mother,
sometimes
when they
make me mad now because they
black
always
women, the way they raise their kids is like, most respectful way. I used to work in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
They will be like an extra pair of eyes for me. I'll be in a ghetto,
mm-hmm.
and the boys will be standing there, and there will be always a mother yelling out, "Wish the doctor some respect, man." She'll yell out. Everybody say, "Good morning, doc." What I'm saying is, who sets them right? It's the mother.
Right.
It's a mother of the country.
Thought of that
and that's why when I went to America, when I came to America, the first thing I visited is Statue of Liberty. You know who sets it right here? Statue of Liberty. She says, "Give me your weary hand. I'm going to set you free." Who set you free? It's Statue of Liberty.
Right, because that's
our religion. So what I'm saying is, our religion is 12 steps. Our religion is Statue of Liberty. I don't care what religion you practice or me practice.
All
I
right.
feel
You got me thinking a
if the
different way now.
girl is the mother in us, and everybody, whether it's a father, mother, we have a mother spirit because that's what the nurturer comes in. And I feel like we are forgetting the point. My point is, if you are not protecting another person, you have no business talking religion.
Mm.
That's the way I see it.
Oh God, you brought up with the girl thing. That was because seriously, and I was raised where, besides the military giving me a lot of discipline, my mother she didn't hit me, but my mother hit me. My father did, but she would tell people, well, my mother was a disciplinarian in the house. Because I'm from up north, I didn't have to say yes, sir, or no, sir. My kids, because it's South Carolina, in the Bible Belt, they say yes, sir, ma'am, to get the person's attention. And my ex-wife is a disciplinarian for my kids. She allows them now, once they turn a certain age, to be on their own and do what they do. But when you come in, my mother always said, when you come into my house, which is your house before, you will obey by my rules and this, that, and the other. And so I respect that now. The way I carry myself, the way I keep myself, it's all because of my mother. I don't have any brothers and stuff like that.
See, in India, mother's word come first about everything else. Right. Okay, but in I'm going to come back to America.
Okay.
I feel the motherhood is the first time a child learns values, what is right, what's wrong. And even in military, I'm going to rephrase it because you can think it another way, is the guy who guides you always say, I'll bring you back to your mama, right? Remember, like when that guy, it was a very famous movie. He says the younger ones, like that was new recruits, they were like in a war, and he guided like all these young adults, like in their 20s. Right. I'm going to bring you home to your mothers. That's
okay, yeah.
No man left behind. How did it
start? That's
how started was this man. Like I forgot the movie's name. This man, like a father figure, he says, I'm going to make sure I'm going to bring you back to your home, which is exactly your mom.
Right.
Right? So that's one step after the motherhood. So like I feel the first one is motherhood. The second one is the knight who comes, you can make sure you go back home. What is home to you? The first person who fed you, right? So whoever fed your soul first, it could be that Mr. Mom, but the motherhood is what stops it all, and you go back to Mother Earth. So all comes back to the feminine force.
Okay, you got it. I hear you. I feel that. All right, because damn, I just brought up one simple question, and then I learned a lot just now. That's all right, though.
So in India, they call this sweetness of memories through wisdom, because when you learn the truth, it's so sweet. The truth is like a nectar, because there's no conflict when you hear the truth. And they call her Siddhi Lakshmi. Lakshmi is the abundance inside. And Siddhi is the wisdom. And the way we see the wisdom is not vision, but being a visionary.
Okay.
So that's what Malcolm X was. Martin Luther King was.
Right.
Christ was.
Right.
So Avatar Krishna was. They were visionaries, and the visionaries start with nurturing part in them. The most compassionate part, which makes a person melt their heart and shed a tear.
But still, even if we'll speed up and use modern day English, my layman's term, even though you're trying to have peace, some people would say you are soft, you're a marshmallow, right? You know what I'm saying?
See, the peace is different from responsibility. So freedom has to be earned. I didn't realize this before. That's why Statue of Liberty is very, very significant for me because you assume people are going to give you everything you want. No, 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 no. You
Right.
have to fight for it.
Right.
So the first thing is to learn courage. I'm going to set it right. And you know what? When I came to this country, people sometimes didn't treat me right. And I said, you know what? I'm going to teach you how you treat me. Just
Okay.
like black mothers, right?
Right.
I'm saying, they don't know any better, but I know better. So I'm going to teach you. No, sir, you don't call me that, okay?
Right. Right.
I'm going to tell you. That's why I love, because I think black people know from early on how to obey their mother. The white never ever learned it. I'm not separating,
Right.
but I think by being indulgent, we are actually spoiling the kids. And I feel that's where we need to draw the line. And you say, you know what? You need to earn your respect. You're not given it. But very few people get this. And that's why, it's not about black, white, colored, and stuff. And I feel if you do not treat me right, I have a problem with
Yeah. Wow, I learned a lot just now. I was